everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be making aloo gosht, which is potato lamb curry. Okay, it's a really delicious and easy recipe to make. This is just one of the ways to make it, and it only requires just a few ingredients. So what we have is some curry lamb pieces that I've just washed, thawed out and ready to go. We've got one onion chopped with one green chili. I've got about 6 or 7 cloves of garlic and a small knob of fresh ginger that I've just chopped finely. Now here, instead of tomato paste, I've got in here about 1 heaped teaspoon of tomato paste. Now if I had fresh tomato, I'd use 1 whole fresh tomato, but I'm just gonna go ahead and make this with tomato paste today. It's fine. We're gonna cook it off. It will still taste delicious and yummy. You'll need cooking oil. I've got 1 large potato chopped into kind of like chunky pieces, just because we're going to be cooking it in with the lamb. Now for our spices, we have 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of red chili flakes, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, and 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1/2 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and about 1 teaspoon or less than teaspoon of garam masala. Okay family, so those are our ingredients. Now let's start cooking. Okay family, we're just gonna heat up our oil on a medium to low heat, and then we're going to add in our onion and our green chili. And I'm just going to cook those off until they become translucent and have a little color to them, so a light golden brown color, before we move on to our next step. So once we reach that point, fams, I'll come back and show you what we do next. Okay family, you can see our onions have slightly changed color a bit. So now we're going to add in our ginger garlic, and just cook off the ginger garlic for about less than a minute, just to get rid of the rawness. And while we're doing that, I'm going to add in our spices. Okay, so we've got our salt, cumin seeds, chili powder, ground coriander powder, chili flakes, turmeric, and garam masala. We just want to fry off our spices. I'm just going to grab some water just in case we need water. But just keep stirring it, family. Keep stirring the spices and the onions and the garlic and ginger. Once, if it starts sticking a bit on the bottom, you can add a bit of water, just a splash of water at a time. Okay. We're going to also add in our tomato paste. Now remember, if you have a fresh tomato, it would be equal to 1 whole tomato. Or if you were using, you could even use a can of tomatoes. I would just use maybe about 1/3 of a cup of it, not the whole can, okay? So we're just cooking off our spices and our tomato paste. On a low to medium heat. Oh, it smells good. You can really smell the spices, the garlic. Now to this, we're going to add in our lamb into our masala. And mix well. So what we're doing here is we're just we want to fry the meat, brown the meat a bit, and it also helps the spices stick to the meat before adding in our water to fully cook through the lamb. Okay, so at this point I'm going to turn our heat up to a high heat, and we're just going to brown off our lamb in the masala, because we do want our lamb to be coloured. We want it to cook a bit in the spices. Okay, so I've turned up our heat to a high heat, and all we're doing is browning the meat. It's not going to be fully cooked, we're just browning it. And don't worry if it sticks a little bit on the bottom, don't worry, it's fine, family, because we're going to add water in, and that will deglaze the pan, and you'll be able to get all the sticky bits on the bottom. So don't worry. Just keep stirring it and browning off your meat. See over here? See how that's starting to stick to the bottom? It's fine. It's okay, because once we add in the water, that will all come away from the bottom. See over here, the same thing's happening over here. It's all good. It's all good. That's all flavor, okay? That's all it is. It's just flavor. See that? Okay, so you can see our meat has browned. It's got a nice bit of a color on it. Now I'm going to add in our water. So I'll just start off adding a little bit at a time. And I've started there so I can scrape off all the bottom. Oh, and another thing, so with with Pakistani curries, you see how there's like onions, bits of onions, and maybe if there was tomato, there'd be bits of tomato, like the tomato skin, garlic and onions floating around in your curry. So in Pakistani curries, you know, we don't generally like to see that. So what we do, how we get rid of that is when we add in our water, we really cook it down, like we reduce it, and all this onion and garlic and things like that, it will dissolve as you reduce the water down, as you cook it down. So don't worry about it, okay? So I'm going to add in more water. Hang on, family. Just tap water, and I usually just eye it. So how you know how much water you want to be putting in is, I'd say just about enough water to cover the meat. That's a good pointer, because we want to fully cook our meat so that it's nice and tender, okay? So yeah, so you can see the water level is nearly covering our meat, and that's perfect, okay? So now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'll wait for it to come to a boil. So our heat is still on a high heat, and once it comes to a boil, I'll turn our heat down and cover the pot with a lid and allow it to simmer until the meat is nice and soft and tender. Okay, family, so once it starts to boil, you can see it's already starting. Once it starts to boil, I'll come back and show you what we do next. Our curry is starting to boil now. So what I'll do is I'm going to turn the heat down to a low to medium heat, and I'm going to cover it with a lid and allow that to cook until the meat is soft and tender. So how you can check this is you can take a piece of meat out and use a knife to check the meat to see how cooked it is. And another thing, whānau, don't forget our potatoes. So halfway through this cooking period, I'm also going to add in our potatoes to cook with our meat and our curry, okay? It smells so amazing in my kitchen, and so this would take about 40 to 45 minutes. We're going to slowly cook it and allow the meat to get nice and tender. Okay, family, so once we get to our next step, I'll come back and show you what we do next. Thank you for watching. Just gonna stir our pot, family. So let's just give it a good stir. Check our water level. We've still got enough water in there. If we need to, we can always add more water. That's fine. Okay, family. Let's check our aloo gosht curry. You can see the meat starting to pull away from our bone, from the bone over here. So that's a good indication that our meat is nearly there. So we're going to add in our potatoes now. Give it a mix around and just continue allowing the meat to get even more tender and soft, and at the same time to cook our potatoes. Okay fam, so when I come back we'll check on our meat and our potatoes. Okay fams, so our potatoes are cooked and our curry has been simmering on a low to medium heat, and our meat is cooked, our potatoes are lovely and soft, you can tell, and our salan is nice, everything is cooked. So I'm gonna end the video here, and when I come back I'll show you what it looks like when we plate up. Okay family, thank you for watching. Okay family, we're back, and this is our end result of our delicious aloo gosht curry, and we're just gonna have that with some mint chutney and rotis. So give it a go family, it's a very easy recipe and it tastes so delicious, and you only need a very minimal of ingredients. Okay family, I hope you all take care and are staying safe wherever you are. Love from us to you all. Bye for now.